YouTube, what's up, family? How you doing? Hope all is well. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment. Any comment, let me know, fire, trash, something, please. I'd gladly, most definitely appreciate it. Today, you got my guy John and his little boy. You see, Sun already faded up over there, so we're gonna get in my boy John, and we're gonna get his haircut going. First and foremost, I always comb the hair. Okay, guys, comb and brush the hair, get it going in the way it grows. Get all the dead hairs out of there. First, we're gonna make our initial guideline, line of demarcation. We're gonna bald it out. This essentially always helps, especially when you're fading up. And I'm just gonna fade up because we have a high taper here. Not a hard haircut, but you can't mess it up if you don't have a systematic system to work it. So we're going to follow the guidelines, follow the blueprint that I've come up with, and we're going to work it the best way possible. So you see me balding it out, getting completely bald. Little man jumped up. He needs some stuff straight on the phone. So we're going to get that right. And we're going to get into it. So I'm using a one guard here, a one open, and we're going to essentially go with the grain. We're going to lay the hair down, guys. That is the biggest key part to this. It's the biggest key portion of cutting hair is knowing when to go with the grain or against the grain. It's a big thing, and over time you get better, but a lot of things are just repetition. Repetition is the key part. And understanding that, in doing such and so, you want to just get better and perfect your craft. That is the main thing that I cannot stress enough for most people, is perfecting their craft. So I'm taking my one, going with the grain of his hair, following the way the hair grows, pretty much getting everything cut to how it should be. One length, that's the goal, okay? One length, one direction. So directional cut, make sure you brush, just laying that hair down. Not a long video today, guys, but it's going to be very detailed. I'm going to try to hit a lot of key points for you all so that you understand what I'm working with. So first we're going to go in with our one. And now that we've gone with the grain, laying the hair down, we're going to go against the grain and kind of debulk, get all that dead hair out of the way. It makes a difference. You'll see it, when the fade starts to blend and come together, but it makes a huge difference. So for me, I just kind of stick to my script, follow the blueprint, and run with it. So, yeah, we're taking that one. We're going against the grain, debulking. It's a big thing, It's a big thing. I'll tell you, just really pay attention when you're cutting hair, and understand what you're doing and have a process and work through your process, step by step. It's the best thing you can do. So I'm working that fade out. I'm working the blend out, getting it going. I'm going to switch to my half guard now. We're going to continue to blend that out. I've been working on my jogging suits, my Walk by Faith jogging suits. So that's why that box is over there. I was recording this and I was looking at it. I was like, y'all probably wondering. So that's that, man. You want to place an order? Walk by Faith, Big Cartel, man, .com. Check it out. Support your boy. Share it with a friend if you don't buy nothing. Much appreciated. Back into the cut. We're taking that half guard and we're blending it out. Now we're going to blend that bald line out, that bottom line. And it is sped up a little bit, guys, so bear with me. But I want you guys to kind of see it as I go through the process of elimination, how we create this haircut. So I'm blending it out, balding it out, getting it all cleaned up, making sure the blend is nice and clean. That way that we can achieve the desired look that he's going for. And that's always the end goal, is making sure your client gets the look they're going for. You want them to be satisfied. You want them to be happy because they're paying for a service, and you want it to be quality. So you can't make that up, man. It's super dope, but you got to understand what you're working with and what you're doing and work through your process of elimination. So we got our one guard, blending out that top of that fade, getting it all cleaned up. Makes a huge difference. Little man over there chopped with his fade. I see that. I see the fade over there. Boy, is blended to a T. He had patched himself. I wanted to do a YouTube video on it, but I just chose not to. But yeah, you see little man is faded up. So it's looking good. So cleaning it up, checking the details, crossing your T's, dotting your I's. See that line at the bottom. So I'm going to go back to my clippers, and I'm going to pretty much blend that out some more. We're going to take out that bottom line just because I did put a little bit of hard line in there with my trimmers. So I'm trying to make sure that line is faded out really well. It's well blended. Makes a huge difference in the lasting of the haircut. So you can see I'm stretching the skin, I'm pulling the skin, getting everything clean and faded up. A nice blend is something you cannot deny. You just have to really, really take pride in the details. So level 3 hairspray on the back of the nape. I like this hairspray because it's simple. You don't have to overspray it, but make sure you keep a good distance from it. I'll say, maybe 2 to 4 feet away. So we're going to get to the other side. Like I always tell you guys, what you do to one side, you do to the other. If it's not broke, do not fix it. So with that being said, same process of elimination. One open, and we're going to blend the way his hair grows. So it grows differently here. So pay attention to that. It's going to make a huge difference in the long run, especially if you're a new one and you're learning. So, please, please, please pay attention and watch as I do these things in the haircut and how I'm fading in the direction of the hair. Now that's a key vital point, guys. And I really make it an emphasis to people to say that, paying attention to the details is a key portion of cutting hair. And so that goes into say, fading the hair, everything. It makes a huge difference. But you gotta know, what way the hair is growing, which way it's going, and how to approach that. Not using the whole blade, using the whole blade, and really detailing and fine tuning your blends. So, with that being said, as you can see this fade coming together, this is what the client wanted right here. He wanted a clean, crispy fade, detailed, everything coming together so that he can look good for his good event that he has to go to. So you see, I'm getting that together, guys. I'm blending it out. Now we're working our way through that blend. And I don't always use the whole blade. Sometimes I use the tip. So pay attention as I'm fine tuning this. Okay. I'm tilting the blade, 60-degree angle, 30-degree angle, 20-degree angle, but I'm angling it so that we're fine tuning and we're only cutting certain hairs. But you want that blend to come together. Now it's sped up. So it looks like I'm going super fast again. I'm not. I just sped this video up just because it's a little longer than most of my videos, but you're going to love the outcome of this video from start to finish. Like I said, if you got questions, man, please be open to asking them. Feel free to ask them. You can email me. You can follow me on the gram. You can do whatever, but just tap in with me, leave a comment, like, subscribe. This is what I'm here for, man. I'm here to educate others, to show others something better. And so this is my goal. So, fading that out, blending that out, put the shaver on there so it gets it a little bit more bald. So we got both sides done. Now we're going to work our way to our back. But first, before I do that, I'm going to line it up. So pay attention. I start from the bottom and I work my way up. Okay. Work my way around his ear. You get around to that ear, you start to use the tip of that blade. Okay. Use the tip of the blade, go around, and then just calmly relax. Okay. That makes for a better lineup on the haircut. It makes it a quality haircut at that. So with that being said, you guys can understand where I'm coming from and see that, okay, well, quality outweighs the quantity because he really takes his time with his haircuts. All right, guys. So we're going to fade the back of this out. It's going to be pretty simple and easy. So I'm going to just fly through this. So one open against the grain, getting all the details, fading out all the heavy weight lines and the bulk, getting that out the air. So going with the grain now, we're going to lay that hair down in the back, okay? And mind you, like I said, it is sped up. I know it seems like I'm cutting fast, but I'm not. I sped the video up just a little bit because it is long. So using that one, going from the halfway to close, back to open, we're going to continue to fade out this plane. And you can do this how you want to do it. Everybody does it differently. Me personally, I just go step by step process and I fine tune this haircut to the best of my ability. blending and all that such is a key portion to this. So I really, really like to see things play out, especially when you put in your hard work, because hard work does pay off, believe it or not. So you can see the difference between that left side of the neck taper and the right side. So I'm going to do his right nape lining now and just see how I do it from this angle, using my pointer finger to hold his ear down and working my way around the ear in the parietal ridge area. Uh, Keeping it clean and crisp, not using the whole blade around here, but using the tip of the blade, creating that form around his ear. So it's a clean lining. You get it cleaned up, cut it, make sure it's a good clean lining, and get up out of there. All right, guys. So now we're going to get into this hairline. Okay. So I level 3 spray again, sprayed it. Now I'm laying it down on the hairline. Essentially for me, this is going to make for a better haircut. Now I can't stress enough, how proper preparation prevents poor performance. So if you've heard it before, then you know. If not, well, now you do. So prepare yourself mentally. Take your time and relax. And like I always tell you guys, with hairlines, I start from the middle and work my way one way to the other side. So here I'm going to go middle to left, back to my right. And I start with my left just because I'm right-handed dominantly. So I want to stay within the perimeters of what's comfortable for me, but not only makes me a better barber, producing quality haircuts. Okay. I try to stress that. For some people, it's not a big thing. For me, it's a huge thing simply because I want the best for me. I want the best for my clients, and I'm here to get paid and do a job site service. So I'm going to work on his vertical bars here and pay attention to how I'm making sure that the hairline meets, at the top of those vertical bars and they connect. That's a big thing. So you can see I done that on one side. Now I'm going to do the other side, which is the right side. And you guys can still see I'm giving you that view so you can see how I go about it. I go back to my middle and I'll work my way around. And I just keep everything vertical, clean, and lined up. It's linear, you know. So that for me makes a big point of emphasis. Trying to get the quality in the haircut is the biggest thing, because you want people to feel appreciative of what they paid for because they worked hard for their money. And that's just with anything that I've done, from breeding dogs to cutting hair, vending machines, XYZ. It does not matter. 100%. So you see as I'm making the top of that line meet the top of that vertical bar, and you can see they're connecting as one. Okay. That's the biggest portion, you know. So I try to tell people it's just practice. Practice makes perfect. But you can see how that comes together. Okay. I think Sunshine that did something, so you had to snatch the phone from him and switch it up. That's the biggest thing. Okay. So focusing in on the next portion of this haircut is going to be vital, because I'm going to get into the enhancements portion. So let me fine tune, hit my details real quick, and then I will get into the details of doing enhancements, because a lot of people will think they're doing enhancements, but I'm gonna be honest with you. The stuff that y'all be putting out here is trash, man. And it's pretty sad, but I don't like to debate with people. I don't like to argue with people. I don't like to do all that, but you can see how naturally good this haircut looks. This is before the enhancements, which is crazy because I'm clearly putting in that work. And I tell people, man, honestly, I'm better than a lot of the barbers that are out here, and I'll put me up against anybody and name them one by one. I'm gonna knock them down like bowling pins. So enough about that. Enhancements time. You don't have to apply heavy. You just need that line to be thick. If you've never watched a woman put on makeup or eyeliner, you should go do it. So this is a key portion. So see how I'm drawing that line? I'm staying below the hairline, but right where I lined it up, but I'm still brushing afterwards. Pay attention to that. Now I'm making sure everything is lined and connected, okay? A nice, clean, thick line to where everything meets, okay? Then you get busy, okay? That's the key part, man, is making sure that it looks how it's supposed to look, okay? If it doesn't, did something wrong. So, enhancements time. Card right on the line. Good bit of distance, spray your enhancements. Now I'm using a little bit of fibers here before I use the titanium spray. For me, it just makes a little bit of difference and it helps stick, but you want it to have a nice blend to it. And like I tell you, your hair is not just jet black, not unless you're, of Hispanic descent. It's normally not jet black. It's got a little brown tint in there. So take that into mind when you're doing enhancements, that there's a little bit of brown tint in there. So level 3 gives a little bit of hold for the fibers. Now we're going to come back, hit it with the titanium darkest brown spray. Now listen, the darkest brown is the closest thing to it. You need it, gotta have it, okay? Not black, not jet black, not two-tone black, not BLACK black. No. Darkest brown, guys, okay? Now hear me out. Watch and wait to the end and you'll see why I say darkest brown. It makes a huge difference, okay? I know some people are like, oh, why dark brown ever? But I'm telling you, you want it to be naturally blended, okay? That's what we're going for. You don't want that dark ass hairline shit. So now we take our trimmers and we just make that line disappear. And watch as I go through, it'll disappear, but you can see me wiping my trimmer on my towel. I'm getting any leftover dirt, debris, enhancement pencil line, those things. So it makes it disappear. So for me, you gotta pay attention to the details, fine tune them, and get straight to it, okay? So the biggest thing I can say to you is focus in on the details, take your time, and work through your process. I'm working through the process now and hitting the key points, and that's what matters to me the most, okay? It matters to me, and I care about my clients' look. Essentially, we're going to achieve the goal of making a quality, clean haircut, okay? So see how I'm lining it up? Like I said, I hit that trimmer with the Cool Care spray, and then I have a towel handy, and I dry it off, but I don't overly dry it. You want still a bit of liquid. So when you do a razor, pull the skin the opposite way and come down tight on the skin, make it look clean, and then brush afterwards. So you'll see me do this. Pay attention to how I'm using my razor, and I'm stretching the skin, okay? Details matter, guys. Details matter. I can't make this up. I can't lie to you. I can't fixate a picture. I can't do any of those things because that's just not me. I'm going to give it to you clean. I'm going to give it to you raw, but you're going to understand where I'm coming from so that we can achieve the desired look. We don't have long left in this video. So again, please do me a favor. Like, subscribe, comment. It don't hurt, share the video with a friend who's trying to learn, young man with a career. Now, see how I'm pulling that skin, guys. I'm stretching that skin, okay? That makes a difference. You want that tan line to disappear. Now, it's only meant to enhance. That is it. Boom. Voila. Yeah. You see how we working, man. You see how we cooking, man. I be cooking like a chef, but I ain't boy RD. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned with me. Rock with me. Appreciate the love. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, and let's go.
Goddamn. Yeah, that whole crazy. God. I'm taking somebody granny today. No, oh yeah, bro. Yo.
I see my boy chopped up for the YouTube.
Oh yeah, for sure. Get at him, man. Fuck, yeah. Yeah, this